Hello, hello, Melody Campbell, the small business guru. I'm your guide to get more business. And I'm here today to tell you don't be a Waldo. You recognize this, the red and white, red and white. And those books that we read when we were kids, flip the page and you look for Waldo dressed in red and white and his blue jeans. But you don't want that to be your business. You don't want people to have to look hard to find you. Not at all. You want them to be like, okay, I'm looking for whatever service that you provide, and your name comes up on the first page of Google. Oh, but then there's AI. How is AI changing search? Well, I'm here to tell you today. So, first of all, please add questions if you have them. Let's see. Yes. So just add your questions in the comment below. Either it could be on YouTube, it could be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Add your questions below and I will do my best to answer them today, or I may not answer them until a future date because I might need to do some research to find the answers, but I'll do my best here. Okay. So I am the small business guru, and most people are like, well, I don't know, gurus are evil, right? No, a guru is just a guide. That's it. I'm a small business guide. I will help you to make more money in your business by getting in front of more people, your ideal customer, and learning how to respond to what they need and want and grow your business. So, I mean, what could be bad with that, right? We're going to grow your business. Okay, we're going to look at today is we're going to talk about why AI and SEO are a game changer for small business owners. And we're going to talk about how Google's AI organized search engine results are changing SEO. Like SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, are different actions or factors that you or someone on your behalf can implement in your digital marketing footprint. So you might do it on your website, you might do it in social media, you might do it on your Google business profile. You know, there are places to do things that will influence how the search engines show you off to people who are looking for what you already want, or people who are looking for what you offer, what you already do. They may not know who you are yet, but they know they need a junk removal service, or they need a roof cleaning service, or they need a beauty salon, or a body waxing esthetician, all those things. So they'll go and they'll search for what they need, and hopefully you come up on the first page of Google, and then hopefully they click on it, on your link, and they go to your page and they make a buying decision. Okay, that's generally how it works. Well, AI is changing everything. And I don't know if you've noticed when you go to search, Google is, it depends on what you search for, like restaurant, Mexican restaurant near me. You're probably not going to get AI at the top. That may change though. It might change to recommendations based on reviews, might come up at the top. But if you ask for how many years should a roof be warranted for? I don't know. So because you might be wondering, well, I've had this roof for 2 years and we're leaking already. So how much of a warranty should I get out of this roof? Well, you're probably going to see an AI generated response at the top of the page for a question like that. And what Google is doing is Google AI is gathering information from websites that are indexed and are considered to be a reliable source, local source for what this person is looking for, and will give you some summarized answers from various different sources. And fewer people are clicking on websites because they get their answers instantly. So they're getting it in this summary at the top. So here's the good news. Google is serving up information from various different websites, And what's happening is when your ideal customer is just in that curiosity, I want to know more phase, they're seeing the summary, and it depends on what the what's the word I'm looking for? It depends on how bad they need it or want it. Like if their roof is leaking, they don't want to wait until next week until they've thoroughly researched it to get somebody to come out and stop the leak in their roof, right? But if they're thinking about getting a laser treatment on their face, they might be looking for information first before they make a buying decision, okay? So if they're looking for information, if the question, and Google, because of its algorithm and the way that it works, and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, maybe millions, billions of searches, daily basis all over the country, Google has determined that a particular word or phrase has more commercial intent and one is more informational. So, and how Google determines this is if somebody searches, they put in a keyword or phrase, what happens when they go to a highly ranked website? They go to the website, they read the information, they leave, and they don't keep searching. Google monitors all of this. They're like, okay, so this is just an information word, not a word with a buying intent. But if you have visitors that come to your website, read the information, and they take a conversion action, they click to call, they click for directions, they click for to book an appointment, that tells Google that that word has commercial intent. Okay, so Google keeps track of things like that. And so you definitely want to get in that AI summarization at the top of the page, because if the question gets answered and it moves the needle from interest to desire, and maybe there's something in their life, so offline, that intersects with the gathering of this information, like a leaking roof, that would be something that would impact visitor off the internet, that would motivate them to have a strong desire that once they get their questions answered, they're going to pick somebody and hire them. You want to be in that space at the time. So if you look at that AI summarization at the top of the page, you might see the summary with a little chain link. So it looks like two links like this right next to the summary. That could be a link to your page if you're answering the questions that people are asking. So that's why SEO is still important. All the factors, I've mentioned this a few times, there's 200 factors that influence whether or not Google will show you off on the first page, the top of the page, for people that are searching for what it is that you do, even though they don't know who you are. Those are organic searches. And what it's telling me is sometimes I have clients that they just have, it's more like a digital brochure. This is where we're located, our address, our hours. These are areas that we serve. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 services. Here's the title. Here's a short description. Good to go. Those pages are going to get less click-throughs because of AI. I mean, and it's going to change over time. It's going to be the sites that have more reliable content and they're answering those informational questions will also get more commercial intent keywords as well. So you're going to be bringing people to your website, because if they eventually come to your website, when they go from awareness, interest, desire, depending on that desire, once that increases, and that could be something that's offline that's motivating them to make a decision today. If they've been to your website and they come back to your website and they find it when they're searching on Google, there's a really good chance that you will be among those that they make their commercial decision on. Okay, so if you can't get found on Google, you're going to have to hustle every one of your contacts, prospects. You're going to have to network, get referrals, etc. All of those things are great, but at some point, you want your digital marketing efforts to be rewarded by ranking on the first page of Google and letting Google help you grow your business. So let's look at this. So the AI overviews at the top of the page are considered search, generative, experience. Okay. You won't show up there if you don't have the information on your website. Google summarizes key answers at the top of search results. Websites that are featured in these summaries get more visibility. So if you want your website to have more visibility, you got to say more at the site. It can't just be a web brochure that has all the basics, your day, your time, list of services. You got to say more. You got to answer questions. Featured snippets. So you may have seen those in previous searches where there's a little snippet of an answer. That was kind of the precursor to AI summaries. And featured snippets are more important than ever. Google pulls text directly from websites and puts them in their summarized answers at the top of the page. Businesses need to format content properly to be included in these snippets. So by that is, yes, as a business owner, you could do some of the factors on your SEO on your own. But there are some things that unless you know, you don't know, and it's going to impact you. Somebody else. So for example, you need to have, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Schema. You want to have your schema set up for frequently asked questions. I know there's a section where I want to read this out. I'll come back to that in a minute. But there are some, okay. You want to use structured data, schema markup. It helps Google understand your content better, but it's how you put the information in the source code of your business. Now, for me, I use plugin that helps me to create the schema. A plugin is a little piece of programming that I can add to WordPress, and I can fill in the blanks and tell it what I want it to do. And it creates the FAQ schema, the how-to schema, and the review schema to make the content AI friendly. And if you don't know how to do that, you're going to have to do some research to figure out, well, how do I do this? Well, you could hire somebody like me. That's what I do. And, being able to show up regularly for many, many keywords on the first page of Google is going to exponentially increase your opportunity for business. If people are ready to buy and they don't see you on the first page of Google, they're going to spend their money somewhere else. That's just it, bottom line. Now, you might have lots of people coming to your website and not making a buying decision. So that tells us a couple things. One, your website isn't designed to convert. Like, the users are getting there, and people usually operate with human nature. If you have a call to action, like schedule your free consultation today, that's something that people will typically respond to. They've been trained to, they know how to respond, click, schedule, go, or they'll pick up the phone and they'll call you if they prefer to have an actual conversation to schedule the appointment. But potentially you don't have the call to action on every page or in multiple places on the page. So they'll read it and they'll get information, and then they'll click around until they find somebody else that triggers a response, and that response will cause them to make some kind of a commercial decision. They will come to your place of business. They will give you a phone call. They'll book an appointment. They'll schedule a quote, whatever that is. But you've got to set your page up to convert. Now, you might have people that come to your website that aren't really quite ready to make a buying decision. Now, I have a solution for that, because that is actually happening quite a lot. Maybe they want to, but they're not quite ready to pull the trigger yet. Well, what we do for clients is we will set up website retargeting, website remarketing. So that means people come to your website and they accept your cookies. You're going to implant a little bit of code in their browser data, and when they go to, peoplemagazine.com, or they go to espn.com, any of, multiple other sites, they're going to see your ad, your local business ad on these sites. And, ESPN is a national, but they run ads from local advertisers, and they're going to see your business there. And they're like, oh, I went to that website. Yeah, look, they're showing up here. And they may know, but they may not think about it. They're like, gosh, I went to, XYZ website. Now I see them everywhere. That will help remind them that they wanted to make that decision, and why not make it with you. It also gives them kind of the understanding that maybe you're a more reputable website because you're showing up in all these places and not just, some hard to find website. Okay. And conversational and voice search is growing. So how many times have you asked Alexa to find a restaurant for you, like maybe a local restaurant that's open near me that serves vegan food? And you're asking Alexa, just like you would ask your friend, hey, do you know of any good restaurants in town that are open until 9 p.m. and that serve vegan food? That's how you can talk to Alexa or Siri or Google Voice. You can talk to them, and then you can get the results. Here's what I found. My Siri says, here's what I found for you. And then I have all those options to look at. And so that is a search engine optimized related response. If your website isn't optimized for voice search, your competitors are going to show up. Why not you? So AI prioritizes natural language and long tail keywords. So a keyword, let's say for glasses, eyeglasses, reading glasses, keywords. But AI prioritizes long tail, so there's just more than just a single or maybe two words. It's going to be a long tail, like reading glasses with Swarovski crystals. Where can I find reading glasses with Swarovski crystals? That is a conversational style, natural language, long tail keyword. And AI optimizes for that. Okay. So you might want to have those questions and the answers articulated on your Google Business Profile. I'm going to talk about that more here in just a minute, or on your website. And then have the schema set up so it tells Google, hey, if you have this question in search, send them to my page, pull the answer from my page. Essentially, that's what you're telling it. Doesn't actually work out that way, but it's essentially what you're doing. You're saying, hey, Google, I've got this question and the answer on my website. Connect me with somebody who's asking this question. And when you're creating the content for your website, you want to focus on Google's EEAT. Okay, that's the standard that they set for content. Well, what does that mean? Google prioritizes credible businesses. And how does Google decide if you're a credible business? Google is looking for content that demonstrates the fact that you and your company have experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. So what are the things that indicate to Google on your website these 4 things? Well, you're going to have to either work with me, be in one of my classes, or just do a whole bunch of search on your own, which is totally fine. And maybe you're too busy doing whatever it is that you do. You're fixing people's air conditioning, or you're removing junk from their backyard, or you're doing body waxing. If you're busy doing what you're doing, do you really want to dig in and figure out how to do SEO on your own? And I know there's lots of pieces of software out there that promise AI can do it for you. Well, yeah, actually there are aspects of it that it can, but you got to first learn how to drive the widget or the app. You got to learn how to make it work. Or you can hire somebody like me so you can keep doing what you're doing. Let's see. So the future, actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about, you can train Google's AI, which is Gemini. That's what Google calls their AI, to show the link to your website, or have you listed in the map pack, which has phone number, direction. So if you have brick and mortar that people go to your business, a restaurant, or they go inside your retail location to shop, etc. How do you train that AI to find you when people are looking for keywords and phrases that relate to you? Well, here's what you want to make sure that you do. You want to make sure that you post weekly updates. Most people don't know this. Actually, I shouldn't say most people, but there's quite a few business owners who have no idea that as often, well, maybe not as often, just like they post on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, they can also post on Google. So that typically it's a photo with a caption, maybe make an offer, call now, learn more, some kind of call to action. And they can post that each of those Google posts have a 7-day shelf life. So you want to post every 7 days, just one post. You don't have to post a whole bunch. But because of the content, you can label the photo, geotag the photo. So geotagging the photo, there's software that will help you do it, but it operates much like if you have your location services turned on your phone, then you will, it'll tag the photo with where that photo was taken. So if I'm in Salem, Oregon, and I take a photo, if I have my location services turned on, somebody could look at the photo and look into it, the meta tags in the photo, and see that the photo was taken in Salem, Oregon. And sometimes it can also pinpoint it directly to an address. But you can set up geotags. There's software available out there that you can upload your photo, pick the area on the map. So if I want to tag it for Salem or Woodburn or Kaiser or New York City, then that photo will have the digital tags in it, so that when I upload that photo to my Google business profile, it will help show Google where I've done business or where I want to do more business. So the photos can be geotagged, and on a Google business profile, at the top section, you have a place for just photos. It's photos that are typically without a caption or a title. Doesn't mean that, I think you actually can add some information there, but it's just a photo. You want to get to at least 100 photos up there, not all at once. Don't go find 100 photos and upload them all. Upload, 1 or 2 a week, so that you're getting, between 4 and 8 a month. And you just want to keep working on it every single month. And what I typically do for my clients, I have some clients that hire me just to optimize their Google business profile. And that's perfect. So what I do is I find all the photos and I identify them, I title them appropriately, and then I geotag them, and then I upload them into software that will post 1 photo a week, 1 to 2 photos a week. And it just happens on schedule. So that way I don't have to go in every single week and remember to upload the photo. I can set it up at the first of the month. In fact, I can set it up for many months at a time. My computer's plug is falling out there. Okay. So if I have a client that has hired me to do this, I'll set up maybe 2 or 3 months at a time. So then I just need to come back and make sure it's working, but I only have to sit down and, spend 30 minutes to an hour, and I can set up many months worth of postings. And that's for photos that have been geotagged and my weekly posts. So I have software where I can schedule all my social media posts. So I can do a Google post once a week. I can do a Facebook post once a day. I can do an Instagram post twice a day, whatever it is that you want to do. I can do a TikTok post. And the system just schedules it and sends it out. Now, some of these, like with Meta, with Instagram and Facebook, you can do it for free right on Meta. But if you want to do all the platforms, all the main platforms, I should say, and you want to sit down and schedule all of them from one location, all your data is kept in there. So you can see, which one, how many views, how many likes, how many shares, all that. You can see all of that in one dashboard where you've scheduled your posts. I have software that's available that will help you. And that's just a tiny fraction of what you can do with that software. It's part of my marketing automation. I call it my business power tool, and I will be telling you more about it in an upcoming live stream. The other thing, and some of this I use AI for, like I have this kind of a business. I can say, here's the link to this client's website. Help me discover 5 questions a month, questions and answers for the next quarter. So I don't want to go too far out because it gives me a chance to kind of quickly adjust and look at things again if I'm doing it quarterly. So I can get, 5 times 3 months, I'm getting 15 questions and answers. And then I can tell the system, post these 1 post a week for the next 3 months. And it'll just drip in those questions. And I can ask the questions. What are the frequently asked questions in search about this topic? And it'll give me like real actual questions that people are asking. How long should a roof warranty last? What do I do if there's mold growing in my whatever? I don't know, my walls, all those things. And you can have the question and the answer. That will get you, potentially, that could get your business to show up in featured snippets. That will get that potentially will get your business to show up in AI at the top section. But by adding the photos, the posts, and the Q&As to your Google Business Profile in a consistent manner, so it's like, 1 question a week, 1 photo a week, 1 post a week, that will give you the opportunity to train AI, because AI now is part of that algorithm that if somebody types in, rental move out cleaning, if you're putting that in there, and it's going to look for what businesses have it on their website, what businesses have it in their Google Business Profile, what businesses, that we've indexed and we've pulled their information. What is this a good match for? So by having the content on your website and in your Google Business Profile, it trains the AI and the algorithm to find you and show you off to the people who are already looking for what you do, even though they don't know who you are. It's a big waste of money if you are not investing in getting found in search. It's a big waste of money. If you're spending money on, and I should clarify that. What's a big waste of money? If you're spending money on magazine ads, or if you're spending money on boosting your social media, if you're spending money on, Facebook ads or Google ads, it can be a big waste of money, because every time somebody clicks on those digital ads, typically that increases the amount of money that you're going to pay for running that ad. Now, magazine ad, print, you pay 1 monthly fee, but you might have to make a 12, 24, 36 month guarantee. So you're stuck even if that ad is not working. And you can change it monthly, but the problem with printed ads is they're really designed, especially at this point in our culture and how our culture interacts with marketing messages, how they receive it, is there the responsiveness to print ads, depending on what it is decreasing compared to what people can find online. So if they're looking for something, your ad in the magazine might just create brand recognition. It may or may not cause them to take action, because you're essentially just showing up where there might not even be looking. It's a magazine on what's happening in my community, but I'm not necessarily thinking about moving the junk out of my garage when I see that ad for junk removal. However, if I'm in my garage and I'm thinking, I need to park my car here, and to do that, I got to remove this junk, then people are going to whip out their mobile phone and they're going to start searching for something. And if you don't show up in search, your competition will get the business. It's just that simple. Okay, I would love to hear your questions. So I need you to talk to me. Okay, so I'm just getting started with these live streams. I don't always have a lot of people that join me on here, but that is totally fine, because I've committed to being bad or mediocre until I get good. And I've got topics lined out for what to talk about. So I've got these little talking point sheets here, and I'm hoping two things will happen. Number one, the recordings from this live stream are going to be posted up on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as reels. So it'll be little snippets of information that you can see, and it'll kind of, it's designed to create awareness. And once I get my groove on this, I'm going to do a lot more to promote it. So I might have a reel on any one of the social media channels, including YouTube Shorts, to say, hey, if you want to know more about marketing your business, tune in to daily, weekdays, live streams about how to market your business. You don't want to be a Waldo. You want to get found when people are looking for what it is that you do, even though they don't know who you are. You're going to find the information here in these live streams. So I hope you have a great day. My live streams are typically set to last about 30 minutes. And then I hope you join me. The next one will be tomorrow. I may not be able to do it in the lunch hour because I've got several appointments back to back. I may do a pre-recorded session, but we'll see. Anyways, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, typically around the lunch hour. Come with your questions. I want to answer your questions. And we're going to be talking about everything from search engine optimization, which I think is so critical. Like if you have a website and it's not optimized to be found on search, you just wasted however much you spent on that. And if you built the website yourself, it's probably never going to get seen. I mean, unless you know what you're doing. So we're also going to be talking about marketing automation. So somebody comes out to your website and they fill in a form, a contact us form, or they've connected with you on chat. Then what afterwards? How do you continue to bring them in? So what you're trying to do is go from awareness to a buying decision. And in between you want to create interest. So they want to know more about it. And then you also want to kind of trigger an emotional response, because people make buying decisions with their emotions and support it with facts, support it with logic. So you've got to work on both. We'll talk about that. So we'll tune out. Melody Campbell, the small business guru. Don't let your business be a Waldo. People shouldn't have a hard time finding you. No more. Where's Waldo? Only get found. Melody Campbell, the small business